Hey guys, welcome to Shadow Skull Studios. It's Raeven. We're doing another deck tech for this Friday. Going ahead before this, guys, if you enjoy my content, please like and subscribe. Also, guys, I would like to discuss more Magic stuff with y'all. So if y'all want to comment down below what you think of the deck or any other legendary creatures or commander cards from Outlaws of Thunder Junction, please comment down below. I would love the interaction. Getting into it, the deck is called Hit It. Going forward, we have Ertha Joe, Frontier Mentor. When she ETBs, we make a mercenary that taps, gives another target creature we control. Oh, target creature you control. +1/+0, so it could target itself for some reason. Basically, in our second ability, which we're building the deck around, is when you activate an ability that targets a creature or player, copy that ability, you may choose new targets for that copy. So, yeah. Basically, we're going to be, and this is not once per turn, so we can do this a lot. Going into our Planeswalkers, we have a Johnny Vengeant. So our +1 ability is we're going to be tapping down our opponent's stuff. -2 is, was it the Angelic Helix card? Lightning Helix, basically, yeah. We deal 3 damage to target creature or player, gain 3 life. We can do that twice for just -2. Chandra Dress to Kill is a mana rock, because we're going to be dealing 1 damage to target player or Planeswalker. But if we target a player, we get 2 red. Chandra Flame's Fury, we get to burn 2 things for 2. Or we get -2 and deal 4 things to 2 creatures and, yeah. You get it. We're going to copy that. We're going to burn a lot of stuff. And the -8 is just hilarious. Elspeth Resplendent, we're going to be copying her first ability to put counters on all our things, including keyword abilities. And we can -3 dig for a small cost card. And we can -7 if we get desperate enough, but mostly that +1 ability. Eternal Wanderer is going to be blinking our creatures that have ETB abilities. And we can make the 0 to make a dude with double strike if we need it, or -4 to kind of slow down our opponents. The Wandering Emperor, we're going to be putting counters on our things and gaining life. Oh no, we're going to be putting counters on things, give them first strike until end of turn. -1 is to make a Samurai with Vigilance, and the -2 is to hopefully exile 2 of our opponents' tapped creatures. Then we have Ugin, the Spirit Dragon. We're going to deal 3 damage to 2 things. Now, we have a low cost, mana cost deck. So, Ugin will board wipe us. But hopefully, if you do this, you're doing it to, like, get a win out of it. And the -7 is to basically oops out a bunch of stuff. Going to our creatures, we have Balefire Liege. Mostly this is just to get value off our creatures and our spells. We have Brash Taunter. With his ability, our commander will copy it. So we're going to be fighting and deal a bunch of damage to their stuff. Brian Stoutarm. Basically, we're going to be sacking, hopefully, our tokens and throwing them at our opponents to deal extra damage. Captivating Crew. We want to steal 2 of our opponent's creatures. Chandra, Fire of Kaladesh. We're going to copy this. And with Ertha Joe, we're going to copy it. So we're going to deal 2 damage. And hopefully you cast a red spell to untap her. Do it again to flip her. Flipping her goes into... We get to burn 2 things for 2. We get to burn... Or 2 players for 2. We get to burn 2 creatures for 2 for the -2. And the -7 is... it'll burn our opponents. But mostly just to flip her and do the plus to hit our opponents and the minus for removal. Crossbow Infantry. This is to hopefully like knock out all our opponents' 1/1s, stuff like that. We have Dead-Eye Duelist, is the same thing, but it's a target opponent. Devout Chaplain, because we have a lot of humans in this deck. We're using it to remove our opponent's artifacts and enchantments. Frost Wielder is to kill our opponent's creatures, hopefully they're 1/1s, and if it would die, they will get exiled. Jarell, Duodane Protector. This will essentially blink our stuff. Sorry. Been yelling a lot today. It's been very tiring. Gisela, Blade of Gold Knight. With this, we're going to be doubling the damage on our opponents and preventing half of ours. Giver of Runes is to protect multiple stuff of ours. Goblin Fireslinger is to burn our opponents. Humble Defector, with this, we can draw 4 cards because it targets an opponent. Intrepid Hero, we can destroy our opponent's bigger creatures, hopefully multiple. Kijiki, we're going to be making multiple copies of multiple creatures. Livio, Oathsworn Sentinel. With this, it's to hopefully protect our stuff. Especially if you just have a bunch of mana open. Whoops, didn't mean to do that. We have Lauren the Third Path. When she ETBs, we're going to blow up our opponent's artifacts and enchantments. And if you want to do politics, you and an opponent will each draw 2 cards. Or if you want to give multiple opponents cards. Molten Hydra. This is just a really fun card. Basically, it's a pet card of the deck. And yeah, we're going to deal 1 damage to target creature or player for each 1/1 counter removed this way. Mother of Runes is to protect our stuff again. Mural, Shield of Argive, is to basically stacks our opponent and let us hopefully make some 1/1s. Orthene, Hero of Lava Brink, is to copy his abilities. Prodigal Pyromancer is to burn things. Skrelv is to get some protection for our creatures. We have Soul Film, Mayhem Dominus is to double our damage. We have Sun Titan for recursion. Taji Wakeen, this is to basically deal some extra damage and it will get copied. Terror of the Peaks, with our creatures ETBing, we're going to burn our opponents. So basically this is Boros burn. Vengeful Archon is to prevent damage to us and reflect it back. Vithian Stinger to deal damage to our opponents. Will Shock Sorcerer, it's a pinger. Witch Hunter, it's a pinger, and we get to bounce our opponent's creatures. Yes Man is to get some card advantage and basically build up the quest counters pretty fast. Zealous Conscripts, that with Kijiki will go infinite. Then we have Zerta, the Dawnbreaker, is to make the activated abilities cheaper. So, like Tajin will basically make it 1 mana to do a possible 3 extra damage to our stuff. You know, all our creatures, like it'll make this cheaper. Yeah. Molten Hydra is just 2 red at that point. So yeah, it doesn't do as much as you would think, but trust me, that couple extra mana, especially with Captivating Crew, stuff like that, will make it a lot better. Going to our sorceries, we have Blasphemous Act for a board wipe. Flame Fusillade. It'll give all of our creatures the ping ability. Vandal Blast is for artifact removal. For instance, we have Lightning Volley, which will turn all our creatures into pingers. We have Path to Exile for removal, and Return to Dust for artifact enchantment removal. We have Altered Dementia. We sack 1 creature. We basically mill our opponent, 1 opponent twice, or 2 of our opponents. Arcane Signet for a mana rock. Basilisk Collar to make our pingers just straight up removal. Chaos Wand will copy itself with our commander, so we'll get 2 things. Collector's Cage will basically buff up our dudes and hopefully get the Hideaway. Commander Sphere is a mana rock. We have Halo Fountain, which will copy itself, making our more dudes for us. Lithoform Engine to copy more abilities. Lost Jite, which it's basically ramp, but also we can make 2 things unable to block, or we can put 2 counters on things. Mage Right Stone. Basically, this will untap our tappers. Realmbreaker the Invasion will mill our opponents, and with our commander will get copied. Rings of Brighthearth will copy the abilities again. We have Soul Ring and Umazawa's Jite that with our commander just also gets copied. Enchantments, we have Fable of the Mirrorbreaker that hopefully when we flip it, we can copy this ability. High Noon is a stacks piece that hopefully we can hit something for 10 damage or hit 2 things for 5 damage. Impact Tremors, with our infinite combo with Kijiki and Zealous Conscripts. And Outpost Siege for whenever our things are removed. And it also goes infinite with Kijiki and Zealous Conscripts, because we end our turn, the targets get sacked, and we burn our opponent for infinite. Now the lands are, again, the more expensive part of the deck. With an Arid Mesa for land fetching, Boros Garrison, Clifftop Retreat, Evolving Wilds, Furry Calm Snarl, Lorehold Campus. We have 12 mountains, Myriad Landscape, 8 plains, Restless Bivouac. We have Rugged Prairie, Sacred Foundry, Spectator Seating, Sundown Pass, and a Sun-Scorched Divide. So our mana is pretty good, especially for 2 colors. And of course, guys, we're going to play test it. So let's go ahead and play test. I think this would be a pretty decent hand. So we'll draw our card. So we'll go ahead, we're going to do the Bivouac. Turn 2. We're going to do Sacred Foundry. And we're going to take our 2. We're going to cast Mother of Runes and Basilisk Caller immediately. Next turn, we can do Plains. And then we can start doing... We'll do Humble Defector. And this is turn 3. So turn 4, we'll do the opponent land. We'll go ahead and cast our commander, making Mercenary. And we're going to do Humble Defector, giving it away to one of our opponents, and we draw 4. Now we will have to go to discard, and immediately I'm going to go ahead and discard Mage Rites. Turn 5, we're going to do Sundown Pass. And we have 5 mana. I kind of want to do Outpost Siege, but I could also do Yes Man. Do I want to do Yes Man, though? I could also do Aegis. We'll do Yes Man. And with that, we'll go ahead and we'll equip Basilisk Caller to our Mercenary. Next turn, we'll say our opponents are passing Humble Defector to keep it away from us, because we're just going to draw 4 cards off of it. We can play this. Immediately, I would like to do Outpost Siege and Aegis. Or Livio. But yeah. See, automatically value. So let's go ahead and we'll restart. Play test it again. You know what? I'll keep this hand. We'll draw for turn. We're going to do a mountain. Turn 2. We're going to do Boros, Bouncing Mountain. What do I want to discard? We'll discard a mountain. Turn 3. We're immediately going to do the mountain, and we're going to go ahead and do Yes Man. Next turn, mountain, commander. We'll add a counter to it. Where's the counter? Did it get moved? Add a counter. Yep. So we'll tap it, and we draw 2. We'll draw 4 cards. So giving Yes Man away. Then we have to end our turn. I'm gonna go ahead, discard this mountain, discarding Impact Tremors. No, I want to keep it right. We'll discard Mage Right Stone. And we'll discard the Chaplain. Yeah. Turn 5. We're going to go ahead. I think we'll do Evolving Wilds. Cracking Evolving Wilds. View of Library. We need a Plains. Plains. Close and shuffle. Oh, I forgot about add our Mercenary. So we've had this 1/1. Let me see here. what do we want to do? We could do Molten Hydra, just because it's funny, and nobody will ever expect it, really. So let's go ahead, we'll do Impact Tremors and Molten Hydra. Next turn, Rugged Prairie. We could do Terror of the Peaks, or we could do Kiki Jiki. Let's do Kiki Jiki. Five. With Kiki Jiki, we'll go ahead and we'll tap him, and we'll put in 2 copies of Molten Hydra. So we'll deal 2 damage to our opponents. Let's go ahead and restart. Alright. This one immediately is not bad either. So our hands have been pretty decent. I'm going to go ahead and do Evolving Wilds. Crack it for a Plains. Going into play tapped. Turn 2. We're going to do a Mountain. Not getting our big thing, so what we're gonna do is Chaos Wand? No. Realm Breaker. Next turn, we'll do a Plains. We'll obviously do Realm Breaker. But yeah, since that one relies on our opponents, we're gonna go ahead and restart. Also a good hand. Evolving Wilds. Tracking it to get a Plains. Turn 2. We'll go ahead and we're going to do an Arcane Signet. Next turn, Mountain Commander. Next turn, Mountain Brash Taunter. Forgot the Mercenary. Boom. And usually with this, if anybody's playing green or like Gruul or something like that, we could easily just throw a Brash Taunter at their biggest thing. Next turn, we're going to do a Mountain. And what we could do, we'll do the Eternal Witness, plus wanting her. And we're going to blink our opponent, oh wait, that's not how that works. So we'll blink Brash Taunter and Ertha Joe, because we get him back at end step. We'll make an additional Mercenary. Next turn, Mountain. A little low on white, but that's fine. We're going to do Mother Runes. 1, 2, 3, whoops, 3, 4. Lithoform Engine. And we can hold up answers for Mother Runes to copy it again, or Path to Exile. But what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead, blink our commander again, get Mercenary. And there you go. Yeah, that's turn 6, and we've got a full board. Let's go ahead and restart one more time, because I just like playing this deck. I'm probably going to build this one in real life. Draw for turn. We'll do Mirror Landscape tapped. Next turn, Arid Mesa. We're going to crack it. And we're going to go get Sacred Foundry. And we're going to take the 2. We're going to go ahead and do Impact Tremors. Next turn, I'm going to do a Mountain. We're going to do Chandra Dressed to Kill. We don't have a 1-drop, but we can at least add to her. Next turn, Plains. Cast Commander. Add a loyalty counter, getting 2 red to do Mage Rites. Obviously, we pinged our opponent for 2 because we make the Mercenary with Ertha Joe. Next turn, Bivouac will come and play tapped. And immediately what I want to do is we're going to +1, hitting your opponents for 2, getting 2 red mana. We're going to crack Myriad Landscape. We're going to get 2 Plains. And we have 3 mana, which we could do Livio. So it's great. We'll cast Livio. We'll leave open Sacred Foundry, thinking that we have some type of trick in our hands. We could buff 2 things if we needed to with the Mercenary, because we can block, copy the ability, untapping it, copying the ability again. So we could easily make the Mercenary a 5/1 blocker if we wanted to. But yeah, let's go to turn 6, see what we got. Let me see here. So at 7 mana, we could easily do Sun Titan again, or we could do Outpost Siege. But really, depending on what our opponents had, the idea would be probably Outpost Siege, because then you could do the Wanderer to get the Samurais. Right? It seems like they would be a good play. But I think what we'll do is we can easily +1. Get the 2 mana, ping our opponents for 2. We'll do Outpost Siege, tapping 2 planes. And then what we'll do, depending on what our opponent has, the Wandering Emperor, and we'll go ahead and we'll -2. Oh, whoops. Remove a counter. Remove a loyalty. Remove a loyalty. And we're going to gain 4 life because we're going to hit 2 of our opponent's tapped creatures. And yeah, that's a board on turn 6. So turn 6, every game that we've practiced with this so far, we've been doing stuff. So yeah, guys, and it's the land base is the expensive part of the deck, I promise. Because really, it's like a lot of the Arid Mesa, and it's probably the Sacred Foundry too. Because Lore Hold, yeah, it's the Arid Mesa and Sacred Foundry, yeah. Sundown Pass, Spectators. That's automatically like $50 of it. The other part is like some of the cards like the Mother Runes and like some of the Lorens, $5 on, yeah. Terror of the Peaks went back up in price. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much what it is. Like some of the Planeswalkers, these are just versions, but you can get the cheaper versions, I promise. Anyways, guys, I'll see y'all again next time. And again, guys, I please ask y'all to like and subscribe for more stuff in the future. Bye-bye.